Hi, kindergarten. For our read aloud today, we are going to be reading a book called The Librarian of Basra. And this is a true story all about a woman who lives in Iraq. Let's begin. Front cover, back cover, spine. Touch your back, touch your spine, open your mind, hands on your lap. It's story time. This book is written and illustrated by Jeanette Winter. The author writes the words, the author writes the words. Hi ho, a cherry-o, the author writes the words. The illustrator draws the picture, the illustrator draws the picture. Hi ho, a cherry-o, the illustrator draws the picture. Okay. Aliyah Muhammad Baker is the librarian of Basra, a city in Iraq. So here she is, she's the librarian, right? She keeps track of all the books. Her library is a meeting space for people who love books. But right now, the only thing they can talk about is the war on the land. Right? They can only talk about that war. Aliyah worries that the war will destroy all the books in her library. She goes to the government and asks for their help saving her books, and they say no. So Aliyah takes matters into her own hands. She starts moving the books into her car and taking them to her home. Here she is asking, keep my books safe, and they say no. And here she is, moving them anyway to keep them safe. The war gets bigger and bigger, and people who are fighting the war come into the library to fight. Here they are in the library. War reaches Basra, and fire comes everywhere there. Oh no. Now she really has to be concerned if her books are safe. Aliyah watches the library workers, government workers, and soldiers leave the library. She's so nervous and scared for the books. She asks her neighbor, Anis, if he can help her save the books. So here's the fire. Here people are fleeing, and here's Aliyah asking Anis, saying, help me save my books. I can use these curtains to wrap them, he says. All through the night, Anis, Aliyah, and her brothers carefully remove all of the books. Wow, that's pretty amazing, even in the fire. The books stay hidden as the war continues. 9 days later, the library goes into flames, but none of the books, because they weren't in there. She's still scared. She says, my library, but she couldn't save the building, but she could save the books. The next day, soldiers come to Anis's restaurant and ask him, why do you have a gun? And he says, to protect my business. They don't know the real reason is to protect all the books. As the war continues, Anis and Aliyah move 30,000 books across the country. Here they are moving the books. In Aliyah's house, the books are everywhere. There's barely enough room for anything else. You see, the books are in the windows, the books are on the carpet, on the ground. The books are everywhere. She's so happy she was able to keep the books safe. Aliyah waits and waits as the war continues. Wow. She waits for war to end. She waits and she dreams of peace. She waits and dreams of a new library to store all her beautiful books. But until then, the books are safe with the Librarian of Basra. So I love this book because it teaches us, right, all about the importance of reading and books. And speaking of books, I want to hear about a book that you miss that's at school. Thanks for sharing. Can't wait to see you on Seesaw.